Hey tractor chasers, we are out in the field with a dairy farm working on chopping corn silage. The farm was demoing a Claas Jaguar 1200 with a 14-row head. We're going to watch them chop corn silage, and then if you stick around to the end of the video, there's a bonus interview with Derek, who is in charge of the Claas Jaguar forage harvester line. We'll ride along and he'll tell us all about the forage harvester and also what went into developing this new machine. So let's go listen to them at work, and be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see the interview. The Claas Jaguar 1200 comes in at 1110 horsepower, powered by a V12 MAN diesel engine. Running the 14-row, 35-foot corn head, they're able to harvest around 450 to 500 tons per hour of corn silage. It was taking a fleet of around 5 silage trucks to keep up, even though they were only hauling about a mile from the farm. I also want to thank Jim from Claas for helping to set this video up, and Monroe Tractor for hosting the demo. Now let's go listen to them at work. guys, I am up in the cab with Dominic from Claas, and Dominic was in charge of this entire project. He's in charge of the forage harvesters for Claas America. And Dominic, could you kind of go over how we operate this?
Welcome to this wonderful machine. So most of the controls are located on the right side, and here we have our central unit that is a CEBIS, and in the CEBIS we can adjust and steer nearly everything. So for example, here we can go into the steering mode and we can adjust the joystick steering. What kind of operation do we want? We have different modes. We can use normal operation or the operation where the steering wheel stays in the position we left it. Yeah, we can add the sensibility, or we have other modes here, or we can go on the machine. So I can press on the drum. Then this window is getting open. So we are now at 21.5 millimeter, and I can reduce it. Yeah, I can do it this way, and then I have a different adjustment of the length of cut. So everything is here. We have some quick access or quick setting possibilities where we have to get in more often. For example, here adjusting the head, the flow of the head I can do, or the Actiziler or folding of the head. If I'm using an Orbis head, that is possible. This is our C-motion lever. With this I can go forward. I can just push it to the front and drive. Here I steer the spout. Here I do the reversing. This is for the head, lifting the height or lowering the height, activating the autopilot. That is what we mostly do, and then relax and drive.
And so, being in charge of this project, you've had a really unique perspective of seeing this develop from the ground up.
Yeah.
And what were some challenges that you guys faced along the way?
In the beginning it was for sure the question, should we develop a machine like this? So we made a lot of customer clinics where we asked our customers, do we need a bigger machine? Do we need a machine with more efficiency or top quality? What are your demands? Do you need more comfort? What are your wishes? And here on the other side, where are you willing to pay for? That is also important. Is there a need for, and is there a willingness to pay for? And at the end, the market must be right for a machine like this. This is a complete new design. We call it a top of the market machine. And it's really 20% more capacity than the Jaguar 990. And also that was a hell of a beast.
And you were telling me this was an interesting, unique project because you were developing the hay head and the chopper at the same time.
Yeah, that was challenging. So we developed a complete new crop flow for the Jaguar, and that also means that we need new heads. So we developed a complete new pickup that must be adapted to the wider crop flow, and we developed new corn heads with more working with, but also with a different crop flow to get it better into the machine. And here the head must deliver the crop in the same size the intake is now. So we have to design different channels and different drums to get it in. And that was challenging because if you want to develop a new head, you need a reliable forager. But to develop a new forager means you need reliable heads. So overall, normally we try to get better every year. So we are starting with the first machine where we first try if the functionality is there. Are we getting crops through the machine? Is material coming out of the spout? Is the chop quality okay? And then we try to increase the efficiency and the throughput. And at the end, it must be reliable. If you go on a field and you go one pass and you see something is coming out of the spout that is in the early stage, you are happy then. And at the end, you try to keep up with the machines in the market. So we call it reliability growth test. So we have durability machines that are running day and night, and we are shipping them from one area to another. So for example, we start in California in end of March, early April, and if they are done, we drive the machine to the next spot where we can chop. So we try to keep chopping to gain as much hours as possible.
So when you guys are developing this, where do you send these to really test them out and put these machines through their paces?
Yeah, we have contractors where we work together with. So mostly we work together with contractors. We know them since years, and then we have test teams all around the world, or we send people to some places. For example, in this spring we had been in Argentina, so we sent guys over there with a machine to get experience in the southern hemisphere. Or sometimes we are only shipping parts. So for example, a steering axle, that is something you can put in a box. You send it to a customer who is willing it, and then you change the axle. He is getting hours, you put the measurement equipment on it, and you learn out of it. Yeah.
Where is the toughest conditions if you really want to put a machine through its paces? Like California seems pretty tough down here.
Yeah, California is pretty tough. We have high yield here, really high yield. We have a lot of sand and dust, and we have high temperatures. Yeah, so this is one of the toughest conditions we have. We also have the dams in the field. Yeah, so we have the flood irrigation, that is also tough for us. But also Wisconsin is really tough. Yeah, if you want to develop the driveline, you must see if the machine is getting up the hill and down, and how stable it is, how is four-wheel drive working. So you really have to be in all conditions we can get into.
Yeah. And what are you personally most proud of with this machine?
I'm personally most proud about that we kept the Jaguar DNA. Yeah. So if you really change everything, you have to be sure that you keep what the customer is aware about. And our Jaguar is the most successful Jaguar or the Porsche in the world. So we have a lot of good features in the machine, and we have to keep it. And that is where I'm really proud about it. We increased a lot, but it's still a Jaguar, and we have still the ability to chop in all props. We are more efficient than in the past, so that is where I'm most proud about it.
Yeah.
So maybe we have one feature I can show you. You see I'm driving with the steering wheel. Yeah. So steering wheel is something everyone is used to.
Yeah.
But we developed something new, that is our joystick steering. I can show you after I turned on this road. So this is our joystick steering. So joystick steering. We have the joystick steering on this side. Yeah, you can use it with your thumb and the first finger. Yeah, best is in this position to steer it. We have two modes you can adjust in the CBIS. So we have the normal operations mode, where if you go to the left and if you release it, the steering wheel is again straight. Or you have the other mode where the steering wheel will stay in the position. And now this is really something where you can relax. You can lift the steering wheel, you gain more space around here, and then you can drive. We will start it now. So here you can see that I'm steering, yeah. So, and it's really, you have to get used to it a little bit, but yeah, I'm an older guy, I'm driving Porsche since 30 years, so, and I'm already used to it, to do that. It's only working in the field, so at the headland if you have to turn, and you can really stay seated and relaxed like watching TV. That is a really nice feature. It's an option, yeah, so you can use it. And then there's one advantage, you have these additional switches in front of L1 to L6 that are functions you can program. Yeah, for example, you can put the air horns on it, and you can just, because the horns are normally here, so you can just use them from this armrest.
That seems really handy because the guys that are operating these are in here all day, and if you're not in a good position, it's
you have to relax, yeah, and yeah, that is something we learned. If you are sitting all day long, 12, 14, 16 hours, you will sometimes getting hurt in your back, and for that it is also maybe a good idea to sit in different positions. Yeah, maybe use the steering wheel for a little bit, or the joystick steering, and that will help to release your back as well. Yeah, we have really a high comfort seat here. There's only one option available for the US market. That is the best quality we are delivering. Leather seat with with ventilation and with heating, very good suspension. I learned up to 300 pounds. Yeah, so really a good seat.
Yeah.
And if you do want to get rid of the joystick steering, you just have to take the steering wheel. You heard the noise, and then you are continuing with the steering wheel.
Oh.
So it's a really easy process, and on the road you use the steering wheel, and that's because of safety reasons. Yeah. And here you have the overview. You can now go to road work. Yeah, we have the camera integrated, and you see a lot of things here. We are not in transport mode. That is shown here. Yeah, now this will get away, and now we are driving.
Well, this is just a amazing forage harvester, and we've seen it out in the field now, and now we're taking it down the road, and I appreciate you showing all the features, and I think it's most interesting to me to hear about the process that you've gone through to keep this a Jaguar and really develop it with the updated heads, the full redesign of the chopper, and so very impressed with it.
Yeah, but we are not done now. Now you have to drive.
Yeah.
Let us change. Yeah, thank you. So just first of all, adjust your steering wheel. So you have to press this rest with your foot. Yeah. And that is a multifunction lever. To drive forward, you just have to turn it a little bit to the left, and then it starts. Yeah. Be careful. If you push it more, you are going faster. If you pull it back, you will slow down or you will stop.
I'm already just amazed at how smooth the adjustment is.
Yeah, and if you get used to it, it's getting much smoother. Yeah. It's really, we try to make it easy. Yeah, and it's you're not only here for driving. Be careful. You have the steering axle is in the back. So now we are going through rough conditions. A little hill down here.
This has got the nice reverse camera there.
Yes. So you can see a lot. So you are doing good?
Thank you.
At the end of the day, I will try to sell one to him.
We'll get working on the financing paperwork.
Will not be the issue.
How fast can this go on road speeds?
I think that are 25 miles, so 40k.
Yeah.
And here you see there's something in red on the silhouette of the Jaguar. We haven't lowered the spout, or we haven't adjusted the head well for road transport, but because we are on a dead road, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
So you are reaching 14 miles per hour.
And does the steering adjust when you're at road speed? So is it like a little easier to steer, or?
We have in field conditions we have a fast steering solution, so that you do not have to turn too much on the headland. Yeah, on the road it is always the same. Yeah.
I know we don't have the cutter and everything engaged, but even just driving down the road, you can really tell how quiet the cab is. And I love that. So you guys have a name for the stairs. What do you call the stairs?
Stairs to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jaguar for me is the most incredible farm machine in the world. Yeah, so I really love it. Yeah. This is my baby. Yeah. Yeah, that's now he's saying, okay, Josh, your spout is not in parking position. That is why he reminds us. Yeah. See, there are a lot of concrete pipes out there because of the flood irrigation in California. Yeah. Yeah, you see, you can turn with one cycle.
Yeah.
And there's still some space, yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest forger Claas ever made, and you can turn in one circle, no?
You guys made my day getting to drive this. This is
I know what you feel.
yeah.
You know, developing a machine like this, yeah, there are up and downs, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you feel really frustrated, just go out, drive around, and
Yeah.
then you are fine again. You know where for what you are fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. I could imagine over the whole process there had to have been a lot of ups and downs and.
Yeah, a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And then sometimes you fail, you have an idea and you fail.
Yeah.
Then you have to get up again and find a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is something where I'm maybe most proud about. I have such a phenomenal team. Yeah. In 2 locations in Germany. So in Hasewinkel, we are mostly developing the basic machine, and the crop floor is in the south of Germany in Bad Saulgau. And drives and axles are developed in Paderborn, so three different locations, and they are amazing people. Yeah?
Yeah.
They really like to make it better. That is their main target, and they all know what is going on in a chopper day.
Mm-hmm.
So they know downtime is the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Target is keep going, and that is where everyone is fighting for, and that is why it worked. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because when a chopper goes down, you've got a whole system that all has to come to a halt really quickly. So it's
That's right.
The reliability is so important. Yeah.
Exactly right. So, wish me luck. I will sell one machine to him.
Yeah. I hope you love being out in the field with this Claas Jaguar 1200 chopping corn silage. If you love seeing farm equipment like this in action, please take a minute to subscribe to the Tractor Chasers channel so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching.